We're on. The housing conversation, local markets, real lives, better decisions. Not something that has always been my move with the better decisions, but later in life, I have adopted that as a nice strategy to move forward, making good decisions. Speaking of
Absolutely.
good decisions, are people out there making good decisions? Are people selling their homes? Are they buying homes? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're seeing a lot of interest all the way around, especially at certain price points. And I think at the end of the day, what we're seeing, the biggest thing is interest and learning more. Super Bowl Sunday tends to be the unofficial kickoff of the spring market, and people definitely are interested in talking about it and having those conversations. And sometimes it's not the right time to move, right? But let's at least talk about it and figure out what your timing is, what's most important, and then go from there.
Yeah, I agree. Super Bowl Sunday is historically a very, very busy Super Bowl Monday. I think we're going to be very, very busy again on President's Day. Spring is around the corner here. I was laughing this morning. I feel like we, over the last couple of weeks, increased the outdoor temperature by a natural 65 degrees,
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
thank goodness. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of similar stuff in the market on the lender side. Lots of there's a labor impact that we're dealing with at the time of recording that is starting to be a positive impact on rates. We're hoping that that continues and kind of levels itself into a really nice spot through the 2026 year. Only time will tell, but so far signs are looking good, and we want to keep that, knock on wood, the way that it's going. Um, so that's kind of where we're at with that. Again, anything can happen. Rates go up like a rocket and fall like a feather. Say it all the time. If it looks right for you today, it's not going to necessarily look better for you tomorrow. Don't try and time it. Try and get it. So be
Yeah.
out there, get your pre-approvals done, be ready for when the inventory starts coming back at the spring market, and be knowing what you're shopping for and what you're approved for, and be working with the right team and ask questions and get the knowledge. So
Yeah,
that's
that's the team might be the biggest part there. Knowing what's most important to your buyers and sellers, and then you have partners on the other side and be like, here's how we're going to do it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a guessing game. We can know the path. We just got to ask the right questions.
right. Yep, I think it's great advice. We've got, anything out there? Any stories from the field? Any new crazy stuff? You tend to be out in the real boots on the ground stuff. I oftentimes am sitting at my desk. What do you got?
I had an interesting inspection one this last weekend, and just some notes for people. So in those old houses, how you have switches and they
Mhm.
don't turn anything on, and you're like, what are these here for? Right?
I have
That
those
happens.
books, yes.
Yeah, right. They don't do anything. Well, so the reason that happens sometimes is in newer houses, they take out like those fan ceiling lights and they just control them by remote. But you don't take the switch out of the wall; it's just still there. But there's no electrical to it. So when you're flicking it and you're like, "What's going on?" Just go find the remote and turn it on. So it seems like something's wrong, but nothing's wrong. It's just new ways of doing things. So I had that with an inspection. Also, if you have a gas fireplace, make sure you know how it operates because an inspector will start it. But sometimes that's by pushing the push button right by it, and that makes a lot of fire. So I have eyebrows, but not by luck. So let's put it that way. It was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a on mine there. I do have a gas fireplace. There's a sheet of glass in front of it. Uh, don't touch the glass after it's been on. And
Yeah.
then outlet wise, that's I have a 90s build house, and at home kids will look at me and be like, the lamp is broken. I'm like, no, you gotta flip the switch. It just is a constant conversation. And
Yep.
sometimes
Absolutely.
when I'm super lucky, the lamp is actually broken, which happened to me 2 weeks ago, where I was like, oh, you just gotta turn the switch on. And the kids are like, okay. And then I was like, oh, it's like physically broken lamp. Don't, yeah. So that's all right. It's
The
fine.
Switch didn't fix that problem. I don't understand.
Nope. God bless my kids. But if you're gonna have them, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and that's why we don't
Yep.
have fancy lamps.
true. Very true. That's very true.
All
Nice.
right. You got something for me? You want me to, what do you got?
Yeah, I got one for you, Brian. When people are buying houses, especially on smaller budgets, they look at condos sometimes, right?
Mhm.
And I think that people have their budget and then the condo fee, and sometimes we forget to connect those. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how those two factors have to play together? Because you can finance one, right? But you can't finance the other, but it's all part of your budget.
Yep. That's a big deal. Like, overall look at a picture of what the financial eligibility of somebody is for a home loan. What I do is I like them to talk to me, especially if we're looking at condos, because those condo fees can range. I've seen $100 and I have seen $1,200 a month, and it's
Yep.
gosh, I would love to live in the $1,200 a month condo deals. Pretty special. When you do that, I always want people to give me, if you're out shopping and you're thinking about offering, I want to run the numbers on the property specific option. Uh,
Yeah.
I always include taxes. Taxes are another one that's different property to property. So
Mhm.
if you're looking at how those things shift, sometimes the taxes jump up and the HOA goes down, and sometimes vice versa. Sometimes insurance is a little bit different number if you're looking at condo versus if you're looking at a residential property standalone unit, which is also true of a duplex and in that direction. So really, what it is at New American Funding, I and many of the people on my team, what we do is we do property specific pre-approvals as able, so that we can drive to a the listing agent knows what we're looking at has been mathematically calculated. B, we're not sending people off making offers on things that they can't actually afford. And C, we're ultimately at the beginning of a transaction adding, like we were talking about before on this podcast, another member of the team. So we've got the buyer's agent and the listing agent and the mortgage guy, and we're about to add a title person, and we're building out the offensive line here, and
A good point. It is an offensive line. And unlike the Patriots offensive line, we're going to block. It's going to be great. You, the buyer, are not going to get sacked. It's going
right.
to be great.
This is I let me be your Michael Orr. Uh,
Yes, exactly. I'm big and I'm slow, but I've got good hands. Let's go.
awesome. Yeah, but that is a good question. And it comes up, and it's sometimes it's a lot of work up front for doing this, and that's an important thing to keep in mind. Doing the work up front does nothing except for make you more successful in the backside. So if we got it all lined up and it's ready to go, we'll even pre-underwrite, right? So if I'd say it all the time. If I've got a file and it's been underwritten and approved and we've got docs, we're doing the whole thing, as long as we're not lying about title and appraisal, we're good to go. Lying is a strong word, but if everything lands into what it's supposed to be, we're good to go. What do you got coming up this week? What's a good thing to do? I think for me, it's going to be warm enough that I might venture outside to take down Christmas decorations in February because it's been
Nicely done.
stupid cold.
Yes, that is fair. That is very fair. Yeah, I think the dogs are definitely excited to be outside more. We have four of them. Three of the four like the outdoor. The French bulldog is like, "You're stupid. I'm not going out there." But the other three
Ready
hours
to
outside.
go? Yes.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah, no, I think the cool part about this time of year is like you can really find things to be involved with that are not work related because there's all kinds of different activities, fundraisers, chamber events, whatever it is. So find those in your community. I'm going back to my university where I went to school this weekend. I was in competitive speech and debate, so I was in forensics in college, and so there's a big alumni tournament this weekend. So I'm going back to judge, which will be cool, and catch up with a bunch of alumni, which is super fun. And one of our directors when we were there is retiring as well, so kind of a send off thing, which will be cool. So that's up in Eau Claire,
Awesome.
but it's a cool thing. We do it every year or try to. It's like a sport. You did it for 4 years, or your college career impacts you, so you get to give back a little bit. Let's do it.
All right. I like that a ton. I did not, I stopped doing forensics after high school. But that was a large part of my life as well. Anybody out there who's thinking about doing it, I would say it definitely impacted my career positively, my ability to
Oh
talk.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
I've always been chatty, but
Functional. We're functionally chatting now. There's a purpose. Exactly.
teach you how to do it. How does Darth Vader like his bagels?
I don't know how.
Toasted a little on the dark side.
That's great. I'm absolutely using that.
Yeah, definitely. Take that one. That one's yours. Put a bow on
That's
it. Here.
perfect.
Take it at dinner time. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, I think we are again, quick trip sign off.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor yet.
It could
Maybe
be. Let's do it.
next time.
We'll see you next time.